Well, ministry is something that's so interesting because it was files that were put away for years and recently put out to the public. It's Churchill's secret files. And I always like to look underneath what's really going on to find out the core of what happened during World War II. It was such a frightening experience, especially for Britain, who was constantly getting bombed all during this period. And the fact that Churchill had these men that he created that went out and turned the war in Britain's favor and actually got America into the war. So I love to give, it's verisimilitude, telling stories that are real and true and exposing audiences to something like that. And I think we've done it a number of times, telling true stories, and audiences just love it. There are certain people in this business you want to work with before it ends, for me. And Guy Ritchie was one of them. Guy Ritchie is somebody, he's an iconic director. He's somebody that always brings life and interesting subject matters and picks interesting actors and has such a command of the medium and is a fabulous filmmaker. And that's, my whole career is built on Guy Ritchie's, people who are excellent at what they do and make something really special. And he's making a very special movie with a phenomenal cast. Guy has made him come alive and just give this fascination about Churchill and about what he did, and against the odds of the bureaucracy and Parliament who didn't want him to do it and did it behind their backs to send these men out. And the men were individuals who fought for themselves. They couldn't be in the military because they couldn't take orders. Yet they went on this very dangerous mission, knowing that chances are they wouldn't come back. And they were all just scrappy individuals who were brilliant and thought on their own, went out and did this amazing thing that changed the war. Damien was always our touchstone. He was somebody we always went to for authenticity. If we came up with things or put things in the screenplay that we weren't sure actually happened, we went to Damien. Damien was a big, big reason this movie got made, just by his expertise and knowing the subject matter, digging into the files, creating this phenomenal book. And that you can't have anything that works this well without somebody like Damien working. I'm really a big fan of history and like to enlighten audiences about what happened in the past, because if you don't know what happened in the past, you're going to repeat it in the future, and that's not good. So this was a story that is something that captured my imagination. And I make movies that I want to see. It's not that I just go make movies because I know the audience is going to love it. I have no idea what an audience likes, but I do know what I love and what I want to go see, what I pay my money to go see. And this is the kind of movie I would go see. It's a big adventure. It's got fabulous characters, and it's a part of history. Now you're not only being entertained, but you're being educated. And that is the best part of entertainment, when you can educate an audience on something they didn't know anything about, that's actually true and real. That's really a wonderful thing to be able to do. Well, guys, we're making a Guy Ritchie film, let's face it. He's a master, perhaps a master director, and I'm just here to support him, to try to help and do whatever I can to make his life a little easier and get him what he needs and make sure that everything is there for him to make a terrific movie. That's what a good producer does. I think that putting the cast together is something that Guy and all of us, worked very hard on. Guy especially and Ivan really kind of found the best actors for these particular parts. And a lot of actors that I hadn't worked with and wanted to work with. So I'm very fortunate that they have such a good eye. And you look at that cast, and men are so handsome, it's beautiful. So it's really, they're wonderful to look at, and they're terrific actors. So that's really nice to see them on that big screen. Well, the thing, you wanted to get a British director who understood that period of time. And Guy has the experience, has the age, has the knowledge. He's a fan of history and studied history. And he really gravitated towards the material. He hung with us for a long time until we finally got it set up. So he was really somebody that stuck with us, because it was a long period of time. I'm sure he did 2 movies or 3 movies by the time we got this one made. I'm a big fan of Churchill. So just to have that history around him, he's an amazing individual. He's somebody that really saved Britain from the Nazis, just with his with his energy and his speeches. He kept the will of the people to fight this terrible war when they were being bombed every night, and they had no water, they had no heat, they had no food, and yet him on the radio inspired all the Britons to stick with it and not give up, not give in, and he made that fantastic, great speech, which everybody quotes today. When you see ministry on a big screen, it's going to have the energy and the intelligence that Guy Ritchie brings to a movie, and it's going to take you into a period that was very dire for Britain, and how these men and a woman came and changed the course of the war. It's action-packed, it's romantic, it's got a lot of style and pizzazz and the wit of Guy. That's why people love watching his movies.